Well, look at this. I'm back in my Tesla Model S. Many viewers of the channel have been asking me what's happened to the car. Are there any updates? So that's what this video is, a little update on the repairs of my 2014 Tesla Model S. So it's now been 7 or 8 months since I had the collision with the deer, and for the last 6 months this car's been sat in the body shop. And the majority of that delay has been waiting for all the parts to come in. However, it's not repaired. So you can see I've got a box of bolts down there, and then if I turn around I've got a bootload of bits as well. And as you can see, it's very dirty from all the dust in the body shop, but it's now looking in slightly worse condition than it was when it went, just because it's been stripped a little bit. They've taken this wing off just to get all the part numbers for the parts list. However, as you can see, it's now not going to happen. So unfortunately I've been clobbered here with the drop in values in EVs, and the insurance company are no longer willing to repair this, which I can understand. So when the parts were ordered, the repair was about £12,500 plus VAT. By the time all the bits came in, which did take 5 months or so, the cost of the parts had risen by another £3,000. So the assessor then re-evaluated the job, and because of that they've now not continuing, and that's because the value of EVs have dropped in that time, because it has been 8 months now. So the cost of the repairs went up, the value went down, and it was no longer viable to continue. So I've got the vehicle back here just because it was now incurring storage fees while it sat at the body shop once they knew that the repairs were no longer continuing. So I got it back here, so it just puts that to bed and stops the value of the claim rising any further. So I've now got to decide what to do. So do I buy the car and continue with the repairs myself, because it's not structural, it is only bonnet and wings and all the lot of the front, which I'll go through in a second? Or do I again buy it off the insurance company and take the battery pack and the rear drive motor out, because both of those are new and that's where the value is in this car? Or do I just let it go to Copart and cut my losses and say goodbye to it? The other issue I've got now is the insurance company are valuing this at today's prices and not at its value back in April when the accident happened and when that decision was made to repair it. So I'm now looking at about an £8,000 drop in the valuation, so there's some negotiations to be done there as well. So in terms of the damage, I have done videos on this in the past, but we can see a little bit more of it now. The wing has been removed. They've also removed that sill down the bottom, and you can see here that all of this that the wing bolts to isn't dented, it's not damaged at all. So really it just needs a new wing, a new bonnet, a new bumper. I was quite surprised actually, the crash beam isn't damaged at all, so that's all fine. It also probably needs a wing on this side because I think that is distorted a little bit, but there's an awful lot of plastic under there, and it needs a headlight as well. Let's just get the key and open up the bonnet. And as you can see, a lot of the parts are in the front area as well, including the broken headlight. But structurally it's not damaged at all. That's why it was getting repaired. It is only bodywork, and these Model S's are made of aluminium, so it is all quite soft, and it's obviously designed to crumple. I do wonder whether this aluminium structure here, is it aluminium or cast, is actually bent as well, but it needs the radiator, or do you call these chillers? I'm not sure. Anyway, I think that's the one where the refrigerant goes through. You've then got the radiator down there, which I assume is the coolant, the water, and then you've got another one here which I think is refrigerant again. But anyway, this needs replacing. But yeah, there isn't actually that much damage. It looks a lot worse than it actually is. So it is only bodywork, grille, the nose cone as it were, but there's an awful lot of plastics. There's a lot of plastics all around here that got broken, as you can see here. That's your active opening vents that go on the front of the behind the front bumper. Actually, that one isn't broken, but yeah, it's all this sort of stuff. There's just a lot of broken plastic. But Tesla are quite reasonable on their parts actually, but the issue has been the time it's taken to get all the parts together, and that is what's taken 5 months or so. It's quite interesting when the wheel arch liners are removed how little space there is around a tyre on a Model S, which I always knew. You can always see that anyway, it's all very tight, but you can see there's components, or brake lines should I say, there, very tight. Obviously this is all very tight. This may have moved a little bit, but I don't think so. Let's just have a look round the other wheel. So yeah, you can see there's only 3 fingers worth of gaps around here. So it's only 1.25 inches or so. But yeah, that isn't quite so tight as the other side. But yeah, it's quite interesting to see this apart and see how these things are made. But yeah, it does look in a rather sorry state, doesn't it? And then here's the front bumper. Parcel shaft looks rather dirty. The charging cable. Actually, I'll talk about the battery in a minute as well. There's the front wing, wheel arch liner. Yeah, and various bits under there. So it's all here. It's just a bloody mess, isn't it? And the car is very dirty because it's been sat in the body shop for 6 months, and like everything in a body shop, it gets absolutely plastered. But I said I'll clean it because I'll probably make it a better job and won't scratch the paintwork, because underneath it's all still really nice, of course. So many people ask me about the battery and what happens when you're storing a vehicle for a very long time like that. So as you can see, the battery is at 52%, and all the time it was in the body shop I made sure that they kept it on the granny cable, kept that granny cable connected at the back. I left the battery state of charge at 50%, and I did vary that a little bit with my app remotely, but it basically kept at 50% all the time. So that kept the traction battery happy, it kept the 12 volt battery happy. I checked in with the vehicle through the app occasionally, so I did drop this. You can't drop it anymore, can you actually? Did I drop it? I thought I dropped it a few times. But anyway, I certainly brought it up to sort of 60% and then dropped it down, allowed it to go a bit lower, so it just worked the battery a little bit. But I think that battery is going to be spot on, being left at 50% for all that time. And of course everything still works. There was no risk of a 12 volt battery going flat or them not being able to open the car. So yeah, that's how I handled storing that traction battery over the 6 months that it was in the body shop. So that's the update, and maybe I'll do an update again in a few weeks' time when the decision's been made. It's just unfortunate it's taken all this time, and it's not repaired. So I've just got to decide now which route to take it, what to do with it. But anyway, I'll update you all in a few weeks' time when that decision's been made. So as always, please do hit that thumbs up if you found the video useful. Do subscribe as well. And if you want to know more about the Tesla Model S, I'll put a link in the video description to a playlist where you can see other videos I've done on these cars. And I'll see you on the next video.